Today we're going to be doing a podcast about a show that makes a podcast.
A podcast within a show within a podcast. No, I did that wrong.
We're doing a podcast about a show that does a podcast.
We're doing a yeah.
No, 3 podcasters that listen to podcasts and decide to make their own podcast.
But they're just actors in a show. And we're going to do a podcast talking about that show. How else should we describe it? Okay, ready for... Can I say my quote? The rest of you, if you're a murderer, stop murdering.
I feel like that line is perfect for somebody like Steve Martin. Was that Steve Martin?
No, that was Bunny, the lady in charge of the landlord or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah. Only Murders in the Building. Very fun show. I just want to get it out there that people should know that it's a fun show that they should check out. It just reminds me a lot of like Whodunit. It's kind of like Knives Out. Just a very creative, fun, kind of takes me back to Clue. And it's very fun too because it brings back some of these old actors like Steve Martin and the guy from Mousetrap. Gosh dang it, what is his name?
Martin Short?
Nope, Nathan Lane.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, Martin Short is also in this show. Selena Gomez, I just want to say really quick. Okay, so her costumes and outfit, amazing. I love everything she's wearing.
And her acting was better than I expected.
I don't know about that, but when she was on stage, every time she was speaking,
yeah.
So, but props to the production for costumes.
Yeah, I liked how it was a murder mystery, but it was funny. It had, these comedians, Martin Short and Steve Martin, and I think they were part of the script, part of the writing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, oh my goodness, jokes land so well, very fun.
Yeah,
very lighthearted, quirky. We talked about like the whole language thing. Personally, I think it feels out of place. I mean, you can speak to somebody else, which is funny coming from me because like a movie like Manchester by the Sea, it actually bothered me watching it edited. So actually, I'm not always bothered, but it just didn't have quite the impact. But this one, it just felt
they were doing it just to add the shock value or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It just felt. I don't mind like the dead bodies that they find. If that makes it TVMA, fine. But I don't know, the language for me at least felt a little out of place.
Yeah, I didn't really feel like each of those characters would have said all the curse words as much. Like they just didn't come off to me as that would be natural. Yeah,
it felt a little unnecessary. But other than that, I love this show so much. And like I said, I wanted to talk about it because it's fun.
Yeah, there's going to be a season 2, and it's not out yet, but we just wanted to talk about how much we liked season 1.
Yeah, and it kind of left it on a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm, big one.
And it was fun, too, that they brought in some other fun actors as well. Like, I love seeing...
Tina Fey, your favorite actress of all time.
I don't even want to talk about that. But the girl from The Office.
Yeah, who plays Holly.
Yeah.
Her name in real life is... Oh, I know this. What is it? I'll pull it up.
It's Amy Ryan.
Amy Ryan, yes, she did so great.
Yeah, and I don't know if we should spoil on this. We should just tell people to watch it.
Just watch it, yeah.
Yeah, but fun seeing her. I loved Steve Martin's performance and Martin Short. They're so funny. Oh my gosh, if you like Three Amigos, you need to watch this because their characters are so much fun.
Yeah, especially Martin Short.
Yes,
he's so funny.
Well, actually, I love Steve Martin when he does the flashbacks of his old career, and he's got that wig on. I love that he still is himself, but he just has a wig on. It's amazing because he's like the glory days when he was making famous TV shows.
That was pretty funny when that one actress, I can't remember her name, comes in and they have this whole backstory and history of her being his stunt double for like 20 years or something.
That's
and
right.
She was like so loyal to him.
That's right. And she does like SNL and stuff, doesn't she?
I know she's been at least a guest host several times. Oh, what is her name? Jane something?
Yeah, it's Jane
Lynch. Yeah.
Oh, you beat me. Okay. And then the guy that owned the cat, that whole segment, like, it seemed so bizarre, like the frozen cat in the fridge or whatever. I wasn't sure, because there's times in this film, like, I can't tell if it's being more, like, it doesn't seem like they lean too far to the slapstick, except that part.
Oh.
Because the rest of it, they play it kind of, not straight-faced, but like...
No, they try to make it legit dramatic sometimes.
Thank you. Yeah. There's moments, but then there's other moments where he's like, "Oh, I didn't get that. Can you please repeat that?" And when they're recording people
Oh yeah.
downstairs, he's like, "Wait, I missed recording that. Could you say that one more time to the mic?" Excuse me? I love those moments.
Oh yeah. Oh, like that's right.
Yeah.
He's like so used to being a director on Broadway, so then he goes around as a podcast host trying to catch people just speaking organically, and I think he catches a confession or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, we didn't quite have the good sound for that. Can you repeat it again? Take 2." Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it's so fun. The kind of fun twists and turns, great acting, great performances all around. I don't know what else to say about it. I just really love it.
Yeah, I didn't. Actually, I think that I...
Oh, we do need to thank Tatiana's dad.
He recommended it, yeah. Didn't I...
Shout out to you.
Didn't I predict that the murderer was the murderer before you? Just saying, I think I won.
Okay. Yes, I mean, as far as whodunit's gone...
It was surprising, though.
It was fun.
It wasn't who I expected.
Fun twist, so if you're trying to figure it out in your head, I'm sure that there's some people that are like, "Oh yeah, I figured it out at the beginning."
Right.
Congratulations.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, that's not why I watched it, and it's like, okay, they're the bad guy. Okay.
Yeah.
But but you watch it because of how fun the dynamic between Martin Short and Steve Martin are.
Yes.
And like I said, if you're a fan of their old work, where these like really funny comedians are coming back on and making more TV shows, because I miss seeing them. It's been so long since they've made anything.
Yeah.
And especially seeing them team up together again.
Yeah. And the third character, like, I definitely like the fact that there is that character, because she's a much younger generation, so they're able to do a lot of jokes with that, with like their just like we're able to have a lot of fun teasing them for their lack of technological abilities, and how they're trying to like be cool and talk like her and be friends with her. It's fun. It's a fun dynamic, and it's such an odd pairing, or not pairing,
yeah,
but a combination of those three.
And the only reason that they came together, which is really fun, in the diner when they start discussing true crime podcasts.
Yep.
And that's how they connect.
Yeah.
Because other than that, they were not connecting at all.
Did not know each other from Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, pretty funny.
Yeah, I was a little bummed that left it on a cliffhanger, but did I already say that?
Why did you want them to not leave it on a cliffhanger?
I mean, I just don't care for a show where it's like, oh, it's not done. Like, I don't mind if the show, like, for example, Stranger Things season 1, perfect. It left it on, there could be more if he throws up the slug.
But at least there's closure to their storyline.
Yes. This one was like that. They had a flashback at the beginning of the episode 1 where the girls, covered in blood, and they walk in, they're like, what's going on? And then that didn't happen till the very end. And then you still didn't know. It was the same thing. It was like, what's going on? And they got arrested for that murder. And it's like, what? That was like, literally, you were building up to that, and you didn't even give us what it was, or who did it, or anything. So I don't know. I just thought that was a little annoying. It's almost like showing a trailer for something, and then when the movie happened, that scene wasn't until the end, and you didn't even actually give us that character at all.
Yeah. Or like the people that make the teasers for The Bachelor and Bachelorette. They, back when I had watched that show, and some people would comment on how they deserve like all the Emmys and everything for their teaser trailers, because they will make it seem like there's this big dramatic problem, and they were just twisting things, and there actually wasn't a big dramatic problem. Like they made it seem.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of TV was designed to leave things on like that big note. Like you're like, oh my gosh, I need to know what happens next.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like, as a film or TV show maker, it's almost like saying this is harsh, but it's like, oh, I don't believe in my show enough that people will be interested in it unless I do something kind of cheap like that. I'm being a little harsh though and critical. It's not necessarily that bad. It's just, I think if they hadn't done it, it would have shown maybe a little bit more faith in their show for its merits. I don't know. No,
but there's a formula to it. When you're making television, they need to leave it on a note to bring people back to want to know what's going to happen next. Like, I mean, I even read comic book strips, not many, just Walking Dead. And that series, it was like after an issue, it always would usually leave on a note. You were like, oh my gosh, I need to know what happens in the next issue, and you had to wait till next month till it came out.
Yeah.
And then when you started to read it, you're like, oh, it wasn't like always the biggest thing. It was like, oh, that wasn't that big of a deal or something.
Yeah.
You know.
I know. I guess everyone does that, and it's exciting. I sometimes I like those cliffhangers, but I also don't like them because then I feel like I have to watch the next show or else I will be destroyed mentally. I'll rack my brain trying to figure out what happens.
Yeah, I think it's more of an in a moment thing, and that's why streaming is so much fun, but also really dangerous because it's like,
yes,
you're like up, super late because you're like, I gotta watch the next episode.
Yeah,
I need to know what happens. But I mean, we watch so many TV shows, and we're very glad we came across this one because it was so good.
Yeah, true. Ditto. Agreed.
Yeah. So thank you, Ken.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
And this show is great. We recommend it.
See you next season.
We tried to keep it spoiler free, I think, right?
Yeah.
Because we want people to watch it, so.
We didn't feel like we had to talk. I don't even honestly remember all the details of like what we figured out because to me it was just more about I remember the experience of enjoying
the journey.
Yeah.
See, that's the fun part because some shows it's like, oh, the big twist or something would be the driving force, but it wasn't that.
Yeah.
It's not. This is no M. Night Shyamalan movie, guys. This is a fun TV show.
Yeah.
And you just enjoy the journey through.
And I know they tried to bring in, and they did, and they did it well. Like a lot of like kind of deep messages about, I think, mental health and also relationships, and also just we started to understand some of the background and history and I guess trauma or whatever that each of the characters went through, so that we're like connecting with them with those stories a little bit more. But I don't know. To me, that seemed a little forced.
Well, and every time it would cut to Jesselina and her boyfriend, we were like, all right, get back to Steve Martin.
Yeah.
And Martin Short. We just want to see their stories.
Yeah.
Because they were funny.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, this is a comedy. And they try to be a drama sometimes, and they try to be some other thing sometimes. And it's not like I hate that. It's just that to me, I think the biggest asset of the show is its humor.
And I think your dad would be remiss if we didn't mention Sting, right?
Oh my goodness. So cool that Sting is in it. A little bit.
Shut up. And
I'll be watching you, Sting. I'll be watching you.
I think that's everything.
Bye.
I know you did it. You killed him. Peace.